Thank you. Okay, so I don't want to ruin the vibe because everything works out for us.
You can't because well-being is dominant. You can pinch it off for you, but you cannot mess up the vibe of well-being of this planet or of this room. Yeah. Well-being is dominant here.
Okay, so my question is, I'm just wondering what my role is in this life here, because
living happily ever after.
But that means allowing my inner being to, because sometimes I just think my inner being should just live my life for me, because it seems like I just add resistance everywhere I go. And when it starts...
But here's the thing. Your inner being is here with you, but you have the ability and facility to explore more. And out of that will come desires that your inner being does not have access to. So it's like a team thing that's going on where you explore and you launch rockets, and then your inner being holds the vibrational frequency of the desire. It's really a wonderful thing. So step one is contrast causes you to do that. And step two is your inner being joins in that vibration and holds the vibrational frequency of it, like keeping the light on for you so that you can feel when you're lined up with it and you can feel when you're not. So then you care about how you feel, so you line up with it and you line up with it and you line up with it, and then you have manifestations about it so you know you're there. And then step four is you're really good at that, so that you don't fret over things and you take the contrast as it comes, but you launch the rockets, but you care about how you feel enough that you don't beat the drum of what isn't working. You're more positively oriented and you care about how you feel, and you say things that feel better, and you hang out with people that are more fun, and you listen to music that is uplifting to you, and you participate in things that feel good because you care about feeling good. So now you've mastered step three, which means now you're step four. Step four is nothing more than the mastery of alignment, of allowing. Then you really got the hang of this, and now you remember who you really are and why you came. You remember that you're on the leading edge of thought. You remember that you can't get it wrong and that contrast is your friend. You remember that variety is necessary in order for new ideas to be born. And you revel in each and every new idea that is born. And you stop beating up on yourself for having negative emotion. You stop beating up on yourself for the contrast, because you now understand the deal, the game, the contract, the plan. You now understand, you now remember that you came to explore all of this in order to give birth to more, because we are all eternal beings, and it is the perfect process and the perfect plan. The only thing that even looks a little bit like it is going wrong, and it really isn't going wrong in the long run, but it feels like it to you when you're disallowing your connection, is in those moments that you don't feel good. When you pinch off the life that you've given birth to, you don't feel good. Your inner being didn't set into motion your life. You're doing it now. Esther used to say that to Jerry every now and again. She'd be in an ornery mood, and she could see by the look on his face that he knew that she was in an ornery mood. And she could notice by his trying not to be around her when she was in an ornery mood that he wasn't really enjoying her ornery mood. And so she used to sort of defensively say, well, maybe I should just get Abraham to come and live with you. And Jerry would say, they wouldn't be nearly as much fun, because the trouble you make is fun making. And he really meant that. He didn't want Esther to be perfect. He wanted her to live life in the way that she intended, but he did want, more than anything, for her to feel good, you see. And that's what your inner being wants for you too. Just don't get into those places where you're not feeling good for long periods of time. Someone said the other day, I'm depressed. And Esther said, I think we all are from time to time. We don't need to be. We're all manic depressive. We're all bipolar, in that we're all in the vortex or not in the vortex. We're all in alignment or not in alignment. And the more accustomed you are to being in alignment, the more you cannot stand not being in alignment. And we just love it when you throw that fit, because you know you're not in alignment. And you know why we love it? Because you know you're not in alignment. In other words, it's just such a wonderful thing to acknowledge that you know the difference between alignment and not alignment. Yeah? So now what?